Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Sarda Energy and Minerals Limited Q3 and 9M FY23 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Pankaj Sarda, Joint Managing Director, Energy and Minerals. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, moderator. Good afternoon, everyone. I extend a very warm welcome to all of you to the Q3 FY23 earnings for Sarda Energy and Minerals Limited. Our press release and investor presentation containing details of performance has been already uploaded. Today's presentation and discussions may include forward-looking statements which must be considered in conjunction with the risks that industry in general and our business in particular face, and actual results may vary materially. During the quarter under review, globally economy faced macro headwinds on account of resurface of COVID in China, high inflation, high interest rates, war between Russia and Ukraine, and other sanctions. Globally, central banks adopted tighter monetary policies to rein in the inflation, resulting into liquidity tightening and higher interest rates. During FY22, world steel production recorded negative growth of 4.2%. China, which produces half of world steel, has recorded negative growth of 1.92%. Ukraine's production suffered most and was down by 70.7%. India and Iran are the only countries among top 10 countries who have recorded positive growth in FY22. India recorded growth despite fall in steel exports from 3.75 million ton to 1.3 million ton in the quarter YOY, and from 14.5 million ton to 6 million ton during 9 months YOY, an increase in imports from 1.13 million ton to 2.25 million ton in the quarter YOY, and from 3.6 million ton to 5.03 million ton during 9 months YOY. This has been possible due to robust domestic demand. The apparent consumption in the quarter has gone up from 27.05 to 29.86 million ton, and in 9 months from 76.77 million ton to 85.53 million ton. Removal of export duty from 19th November will further boost the domestic steel production. The central government focus on infrastructure-led capex in the budget will further boost steel demand. This reflects inherent strength of Indian economy and domestic steel industry. Domestic steel prices improved a post-withdrawal of export duties. Price of fuel has also moderated. However, there is impact of high-cost inventories in Q3 results in general. New capacity addition in ferroalloys and fall in demand due to shutdown of steel capacity globally adversely affected ferroalloys prices and margins. Grid power prices have been increased by most of the state utilities due to increased fuel costs on account of compulsory mixing of imported coal in thermal generation. This has reduced profit margins in steel and ferroalloys manufacturing. However, we are less because with the captive coal, our fuel and power cost remains stable. Secondly, our foreign exposure of imports is hedged by exports at the consolidated level. Thirdly, we are less affected by increasing interest rates due to low net debt. And fourthly, our diversification into hydropower sector reduces volatility of our earnings. The operating performance of manufacturing facilities has been stable. During 9 months ended 2022, we recorded highest ever production of all steel products except sponge iron. The sponge iron production was affected on account of use of captive coal as part replacement of high-grade imported coal. We are seeking permission to increase capacity of wire rod mill from 180,000 tons per annum to 250,000 tons per annum through debottlenecking without any major capex. We exported 20,004 metric tons of ferroalloy valued about 176 crores against 23,000 in Q3 FY22 valued at 289 crores and 16,740 metric tons in Q2 FY23. valued at rupees 175 crores. The 113 megawatt Sikkim hydropower project built 388 million units in 9 months FY23 at generation bus level. The plant achieved PLF of 52% in the 9 months. However, due to delay in arrival of monsoon and scattered rains, the Gullu hydropower plant in Chhattisgarh generated only 73.61 million units against 96.43 million units in 9 months of the previous year. The Uttarakhand project generated 19.31 million units against 21.42 million units in 9 months FY22. Projects. The 36 MVA ferroalloy furnace installed in Vizag commenced production in December 2022. The operation of the furnace is stabilized and commercial operation commenced in January 2023. This will improve capacity utilization of power plant, also bring in the benefits of scale. The process of environment clearance is going on for our coal mines. The public hearing for EC of Shahpur West coal mine has been completed successfully. The process for grant of consent to establish is also going on parallelly. Construction work at 25 megawatt Rehar hydropower project at Chhattisgarh is progressing as per schedule. Orders have been placed for long delivery items. The project is scheduled to be completed before end of FY24-25. We have received permission for increase in the capacity of Uttarakhand hydropower project from 4.8 megawatt to 7.8 megawatt. We are taking steps for other approvals required in this regard. Now I hand over to PK Janji, who will brief about financial performance and position of the company. Over to you, Mr. Janji.
Thank you, Pankaj. The company has achieved quarterly consolidated revenue of rupees 908 crores during quarter 3 of FY23 against 967 crores reported in last quarter and rupees 999 crores in corresponding quarter of previous year. The company has reported operating EBITDA of rupees 197 crores during the quarter against rupees 281 crores in the previous quarter and operating EBITDA of rupees 315 crores in quarter 3 of the previous year. The company's profit after tax at the consolidated level stood at rupees 130 crores as against rupees 181 crores in the previous quarter and rupees 167 crores in quarter 3 of the previous year as available to the owners of this company. Debt position. At the standalone level, the company is net debt free with surplus funds. As on 31st December 2022, gross debt stood at rupees 1370 crores. Bank balance and liquid investments stood at rupees 725 crores. The debt net of the cash and current investments stood at rupees 650 crores. And net of loans given as a treasury operation, the net debt is just rupees 250 crores. Loans repayable within 1 year is rupees 166 crores. Ongoing capexes, including for coal mines, have been financed from internal accruals. The company is not exposed materially to the currency rate fluctuation. Foreign currency exposure is mostly covered by natural hedge of imports and exports. I now hand over to Sri Manish Sarda, who will brief about steel and ferroalloys industry scenario and outlook.
Thank you, Jayant. In quarter 3 FY23, India produced 31.39 million tons of steel, recording growth of 1.95% year-on-year and 2.3% quarter-on-quarter. Global steel production was 426 million metric tons in quarter, recording degrowth of 6% quarter-on-quarter and 5% year-on-year. India exported 1.32 million metric tons of steel against 1.8 million metric tons in previous quarter. In the 9 months, India exported 6 million tons of steel against 14.5 million tons during the same period of the previous year. The domestic consumption increased from 278.17 million metric tons to 29.86 million metric tons quarter-on-quarter. Energy and logistics prices, which constitute a substantial portion of cost of production and distribution of steel, are at elevated levels. As such, prices of finished steel may not go down substantially. Having our own coal mine, we are insulated to a large extent from increase in any energy costs. Outlook. The government's focus on infrastructure-led capex and removal of export duty on steel augurs well for the Indian steel industry. Opening up of China has further improved sentiments, resulting into increasing steel prices. Coal and energy prices may remain range-bound with upward bias. Iron ore and pellet prices may also remain stable on strong demand. Manganese ore prices have also started moving up. Ferroalloy prices are range-bound with upward bias due to production cuts after correction due to oversupply on account of fall in global steel production and capacity additions. However, higher energy prices in other parts of the world is helping in improving price realization. The company is evaluating various growth opportunities in the field of its operations. This is all about the performance outlook. Now we leave the forum open for questions from the participants.
So can we begin the question and answer session? So may we begin the question and answer session?
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, please enter star and 1. The first question is from the line of Madhukar from AMAX Network. Please go ahead.
Hi everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Madhukar. May I have a lecture from you on the coal situation, the coal trend and the price trend, not only price trend but the quality trend also, so that we get some grip of what is happening in coal fields and how will it affect us, sir?
Manishya?
General understanding of the coal industry?
Yeah.
Okay, so coal prices right now internationally are hovering for South African coal. They are basically hovering from $145 for RB1, around $125 to $130 for RB2, and around $117-18 odd for RB3. As far as domestic coal production is considered, we are seeing that there is some improvement, but again the monsoons will set in and the prices will again go up in international market, because during monsoon time the mining activities in the domestic mining areas become very slow. So overall the coal prices are going to remain buoyant because of energy crisis across the globe. Primarily there are floodings which have happened in Australia recently, due to which we have seen the coking coal prices shoot up, and coke prices have also gone up because of that. Mostly for the next 6 months, if you ask me, it will be range bound or maybe stable at around these levels. But going up above $145 looks to be difficult for the South African thermal coal. So this is where the coal markets are right now.
Hello.
Our company is insulated because we have our own coal mines, and we are increasing our coal mining capacity also. So more or less we are quite insulated from the energy prices, in terms of the price movement. You have any specific question with regards to coal that we can answer? Otherwise, this is the general trend.
So the current participant has left the queue. We'll move to the next question, which is from the line of Aman Madreja from Augmenta Research. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir, and thanks for the opportunity. Sir, can you please throw some more light on the scenario of ferroalloys that is happening? As you mentioned that the new capacity is coming in the ferroalloy space and reduction in the global steel production. So some more highlight on and some sense on how is the pricing trajectory moving currently for the ferroalloys?
Mm-hmm. Okay, the current pricing for the normal domestic grade 6015 is hovering around 77,000, and for the international market, the export market, the pricing for ferroalloys is around 82 to 84 levels. I personally believe that the market is going to be range bound in this range for the next 3 months or so, but we might see some sharp increase in pricing only after the announcement by the state government in Andhra for the electricity pricing, because there is a talk which is happening that they will be increasing the electricity prices by 8%. So right now it is going to be range bound, but I think in the coming months we will see some uptick in prices if the electricity prices move up. And magnesia prices have already moved up by 12 to 13%. So below this, I don't think the prices are going to go down, but it may move up further.
And sir, similarly, so how are you seeing the domestic pellet market post the removal of export duty? So is the domestic market able to absorb the pellets, or is there overcapacity in the market?
See, you must be knowing that India is close to 42 million tons of pellet production, and primarily, the domestic demand is already met. I mean, there is an overcapacity. So whatever is left out goes into export markets in China, Korea, Taiwan, all these markets. They take away, but mostly all the domestic demand is met because it's easier to meet the domestic demand.
We can expect the pellet prices to hover around.
Export cycle is a little longer, and domestic market is very strong. Domestic demand is good. Domestic pricing is also good. So people prefer, firstly, apart from the coastal plants, they prefer that domestic demand is met first, and then the export market takes place.
So the pellet prices are also expected to remain range bound according to the orders of the deals you are getting.
In the short term, I think yes, it is going to be range bound, and this pellet prices also depends upon the price of iron ore in the international markets. So right now we feel that the pellet market is going to be buoyant and looks to be quite strong and firm.
Okay, sir. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Shubham Agarwal from Equitas Investment. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Sir, I wanted to know a bit more on the ferroalloy. So you already mentioned few things, but in terms of European, production, so the prices of electricity has gone down there. So how do you think it will impact the total demand scenario situation?
So there's been a bit of an easing in the European side, but you have to understand that in Europe, it is not that easy to simply shut the plant and start the plant.
Okay.
So what we are seeing is that there is a plant which is based in Slovakia, OSZ, which is being shut down, and even after easing out of the electricity pricing, we have not seen the starting up of the plant or any activity there in terms of startup, because it's not simple, because they are not sure how long the war is going to continue, and if the war again resurfaces in a stronger way, I don't think so they'll be in a position to actually take on that kind of risk. So they are also waiting and watching. Plus, European steel demand is now going to come up in the next quarter, and then probably we'll have a much better picture as to whether these ferroalloy units will start up or not. The plants based in Norway, they are already running, but mostly on ferrosilicon and silicon metal, as they get a better realization there.
Okay. So as per our estimation, what would be the total, volume of steel plant which is lying idle and which has the potential to come back, if you have any number,
No, that exact number I don't have for Europe. I don't have that exact number, but there have been plants which have been shut down partially, and there have been plants in Ukraine which are like Azovstal plant is completely shut. So we don't have the exact numbers, but plants in Italy and all are running. But they're not fully back there. They are going to start up in the next quarter. We are going to see that the demand comes in, because we've heard that people are planning to start full production in the next quarter.
Okay. Okay. And with the increased capacity at our end, what's the incremental volume that we are expecting from Q4 onwards?
Increasing capacity where?
So we have started our new plant, 36 MVA, right? So what's the incremental volume that can be expected from Q4?
I think we'll be having roughly 50,000 tons.
Okay. 50,000 total. Extra capacity, so almost 12,000 per quarter.
Yeah,
50,000 only extra.
Got it. And lastly, in the coal side, so our 1.8 million ton plan has been approved. So what's the timeline from when we can start mining those?
So we see that in next 6 to 8 months, we should be able to get the permission to operate at full 1.8 million ton.
Got it. And lastly, we have also bid for one of the power plant, correct? So what's the status there, if you can appraise us?
No, that is at the bidding stage only. Now bids have been submitted. The bids are being examined by the resolution professional, and then negotiation process is going on. So it's still at an early stage.
So just wanted to know what would be the total for the asset if in case it comes to us, like in terms of numbers.
The plant is 600 megawatt. Now depends how the things move, how the negotiations take place. There are multiple factors. It's too early to comment on that. But yes, as far as plant capacity is concerned, that is 600 megawatt plant.
Okay. No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, please enter star and 1. The next question, the line of Manvardhan Beth from Laurel Advisory Services. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for the very informative presentation that you've shared with us. So when will the washery, the expanded capacity on the washery be operational?
So for washery expansion, we need to have a public hearing. Our application is pending with the environment clearance. We are already submitting the same in this month end, and hopefully in next 3 months we'll get the environment clearance. But before that, in next 3 months, we have to do a public hearing for the expansion as well. So I expect in next 6 months we should be able to complete the public hearing and all the environment related approvals, and next 6 to 8 months we'll be able to get our clearances for 1.8.
And also wanted to understand, since we mentioned that we are bidding for additional mining assets, so what are these assets? And
so we are bidding for, there are some iron ore mines that have come for the auctions. So we are, as well as coal. So we are seeing if some opportunities lies for us. So we are bidding for those assets.
So we'll be restricted to these two minerals only, coal and iron ore. That's where we are.
As of now, with the auctions that are lined up, yes.
Okay. And
but yes, in the medium term, we are definitely looking for manganese assets also. But as of now, we have not yet identified any specific one.
Fair enough. And also, sir, currently on the iron ore front, I think we are operating at 30-35% of the mine capacity. So just wanted to understand how can that be scaled up, and what are the challenges in scaling that up?
The mine size is very small, and we don't have much of the scope to increase the output beyond this level. It will be operating in this range only.
It will be operating in this range only. Right. So from since I mean we are midway through February, from December to February, how has the pricing on the ferroalloy front moved?
The prices in January was much better. It had moved from 73,000 to 80,000 plus. Again, there is some correction as already stated in our recent statement. Presently, it is hovering around 77,000 for 60-14 domestic trade.
Okay. Fair enough, sir. Thank you so much and all the best, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, please enter star and 1. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to ask any questions, please enter star and 1 on your phone. Next question is from the line of Rajinder Singh Kakkar from Individual Investor. Please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon. As an investor, I want that the share lacks liquidity in the stock market, and this is the golden jubilee year of the company. How we are going to celebrate it?
Yeah, 23 June is golden jubilee year.
Yes.
Next meeting of the board is in for accounts results. Let's see how the board takes the view in this regard. It will be too early on our part to comment. Yes, we have received the observation of the investors regarding the liquidity.
Yes.
The matter will definitely be discussed.
Yes, sir. This is a request. You celebrate the golden jubilee with a bonus share and stock split. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we will definitely convey investors' feelings.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Manvardhan Beth from Laurel Advisory Services. Please go ahead.
Sir, just wanted to understand, so the benefits of coal, how should we sort of see it because in the numbers as a whole, so when we are doing our calculations or something, because it's not stated as a separate line item or a separate vertical. So just wanted to understand how should we see this portion and sort of X of coal, what would the numbers look like? And I mean, obviously with coal we have what it is like. Just wanted to understand that.
As you see, part of the coal is captively consumed in meeting our own requirement, and part of the coal is sold in the market because this is a commercial mine. Yes, definitely first priority is given to our captive requirement, then whatever surplus is left out, that is sold off. And there has been a huge volatility in the prices of coal. There has been drastic movement in the prices, therefore it's very difficult to quantify the specifically in view of the volatility how much coal will contribute, but yes, the results are reflective. And in the initial, when we acquired, we had estimated definitely a bit of 100 crore plus from coal. And it has been better than that. But giving specific figures for coal separately will be very difficult because coal is integrated part of our operation, and our purpose of the acquiring the coal mine was to basically support our raw material requirement or getting assured supply of the coal. That was the objective. Therefore, it will be very difficult to specify any figure for the coal separately. But yes, what we had estimated, the performance from the coal mines has been better than that.
Okay. So this 100 crore EBITDA figure is an annual figure?
Yeah, annual. Yeah. More than that. This is what we had estimated, but because the coal market has been better than what we had estimated, so yes, it has definitely contributed better than that.
So absolutely, sir. I mean, back of the envelope calculations also kind of indicate towards that as to, roughly with the pricing. So the portion of coal that we have commercially sold, at least on that part, there would be clarity as to, in terms of the pricing that it has been sold at, etc. That would be slightly simpler, wouldn't it?
Yeah, quantum-wise, if you see in the third quarter, we have sold about 1 tons of coal.
Sorry, sir, your voice got sort of
On the
hazy for a
quantum?
second. Yeah, quantum wise.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so far as quantum is concerned, in the third quarter, we have sold about 140,000 tons of coal in the market.
Okay.
Yeah, and with an average realization of about 4,600 rupees a ton.
Okay. Fair enough, sir. Right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Jatin Damania from Kotak Securities. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir, for an opportunity. So just wanted to understand the trend in the ferroalloys. As you rightly pointed out that magnesium prices have started moving up, but we haven't seen any significant increase in the ferroalloys prices. So given the trend currently, can one assume that the ferroalloys business will be under pressure for another couple of quarters or more than that?
Manishji?
I think you have to understand that the ferroalloys industry has had a good run, and at that point of time, the magnesium prices and the coke prices were all stable. Right now, what we are seeing is that the coke prices and the magnesium prices have moved up, and ferroalloys prices have remained stable. I think there will be a bit of a pressure for another quarter or so, but then if the prices of electricity move up, then we'll be seeing a lot of outages in terms of states like Andhra, where they are expecting a price rise of 80 paisa per unit. Mm-hmm. So then we'll see a sudden spurt that will happen in terms of pricing, and smaller plants, will have to shut down.
Mm-hmm. So, sir, looking at that, suppose if the Andhra increase the prices by 80 paisa is what you said. So if looking at that into consideration, I mean, at what level we can assume that our ferroalloys business will be profitable? At what realization?
No, I didn't get your question properly. I mean, what exactly?
See, if you look at the last quarter numbers on a ferroalloys business, we reported an EBIT loss. So just wanted to assume that suppose tomorrow Andhra increase the power tariff by 80 paise and ferroalloys prices go up from 77,000 to 80,000. Let's assume on a hypothetical number. So at what realization one can assume that the operational will become a profitable or a break-even?
We totally enjoy the benefits of captive power plant, and with the increase of this, most of the plants, almost all the plants in Andhra region, they are connected to the grid. They don't have their own captive power plant. So directly this 3,000, 4,000 rupees per ton increase in the realized rate will add up to our profits.
So that means it's safe to assume that at 80,000 level of realization, we will be profitable at the EBIT level. Yes. Can we put it like this?
Yeah, but again, these are all subject to the changes in the price of coal, coke, and also the magnesium. So
that's agreed.
It cannot be linked with the realization price. It is basically relative to the pricing trends, then inventory gains, inventory losses. What happens in the rising market, you have the inventory gains, in falling market, you have the inventory losses. Also for the time being of maybe 2 months or 3 months, you have the benefit or loss of the inventories also. What happens if the market is falling or market is rising? So that also affects. Then it's not the level of the realization, it's the basically relatively demand supply, how the prices move up. But so far as we are concerned, our Raipur operations are profitable even at the present level of operations. Yes, in case of our Visakhapatnam operations, because they are dependent on the imported coal to a large extent, yes, their margins are under pressure at the present level of pricing, but once the price moves up from here, say by rupee 1 unit, then that will also be in the profit.
Sure. Thank you, Jain sir.
In terms of you cannot say at this price level the operations will be profitable, or at this price level these will not be profitable.
No. I asked because Manish ji initially stated in his opening remarks that the ferroalloys prices have gone up by almost 8 to 12%. No, manganese ore prices and ferroalloy prices have remained range bound in a range of 72 to 77,000. So that was on the back of that calculation. I was just wondering that if the costing has gone up and the ferroalloy prices have not gone up, what could be the overall drag on our business? That was precisely the question.
In between, there was a correction in the prices of manganese ore also. So those are recovering back because we stated in January, the prices of ferroalloys had also moved up beyond 80,000 plus. So then that is a reflection of increase in the selling prices has reflected on the manganese ore prices.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Jain sir.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Nikhil Chandak from JM Family Office. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I had two questions. One is, given the way other players in the industry are also expanding or announcing capacities on the pellet side, do you think, say, in the next 2 years, we are in a very serious overcapacity kind of a situation, and that could impact the realizations quite significantly because everybody is kind of going very aggressive on the pellets expansion. And the second question was from a, say, next 2 to 3 year perspective, out of all your business segments, where is it that you are, putting behind more capex? Because what I see from the presentation is there is very little capex which is going into or increasing capacities in any of the business segments which are there. I mean, some marginal is there, but in the wire rods and HB wire segment, but not very significant. So I'm just thinking, where will the growth come from here on over the next 2 to 3 years?
Manish, pellet market you will address to?
So I will tell you, right now people are expanding in the pellet market, but we are not expanding right now immediately. But we are comfortable with our pellet production and we are utilizing it in-house, so we get more value addition to that. Apart from that, we are looking at mining activities where we are planning to invest and improve efficiencies in terms of our raw material security. And overall, we are looking at expanding in Vizag also in a few projects we have already lined up there. So we will be having expansions. We are looking at opportunities for NCLTs. There are a couple of plants which we are looking at. We have already in one of the plants we are in a bidding stage. So we are also equivalent. We are equally looking at all growth opportunities which are there, and we will expand not just for the sake of expansion, but we will expand it in a very strategic manner, which gives us.
But just to be sure, do you see a big capacity, so to say, a lot of capacity coming on the pellet side in the next couple of years, like an overcapacity kind of a scenario?
See, as it is, there's always been overcapacity in the pellet market because what people have seen that exporting iron ore will not be a possibility in the future. So what is happening is basically there are low grade fines which needs to be beneficiated, and after beneficiation you need to make it into a pellet. Only then you will be able to export something out of the country. Otherwise, iron ore exports on its own is not going to be the future of the country. So most of the pellet capacity which is coming in is also from an export perspective, because people have a lot of fines lying in their minds. They need to beneficiate that. They can't really take away the product and export it straight away. So expansion has always been there in this industry. The overcapacity.
Nothing alarming to your mind, basically. It's not an alarming situation.
According to us, it is not an alarming situation because at the same time, if you're seeing that the infrastructure growth is also there, steel will also be growing, steel will also be expanding, so pellet demand in India also will be there with the steel growing.
Right. And what, do you have a number which you can share on the amount of capex over the next, say, couple of years, which is frozen and as per the plan, leaving aside the opportunities which may come up, but what has been, decided? Any amount you can share?
No, as far as capexes are concerned, one is undergoing capexes on the hydropower project of 250 crores. about 100 crores we will be spending during the current year, maybe 100 crore plus will be spending in the next financial year. Next is the coal mines. There we have already have a planning of about 300 plus capex on the second coal mine. In addition to that, there are marginal capexes on the capacity improvement as already stated in our address also. In steel plant we have achieved the almost highest ever production in all the segments, whether it's pellet, whether it's a billet or wire rod or HB wire. So we have been investing in the debottlenecking and all those things, but these are all smaller routine capexes. In addition to that, major capex what we are thinking of will be going in the iron ore and coal mine acquisitions, to which opportunities we are constantly evaluating, and few of the mines have come up for bidding and we are participating in those mines. And in case of coal mines also, we already submitted a few of our bids and we expect a decision to come up soon. So mining is one area, and in addition to that we have 2-3 hydropower projects lined up which are in different stages of approvals. So there is no firmed up capex which has been committed as of now, except maybe 600-700 crores over next 2 to 3 years. Beyond that, all are in different stages of planning and all those things.
Sure, great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Manvardhan Baid from Laurel Advisory Services. Please go ahead.
So on the hydel front, how has the monsoon been now that we've seen the complete play out, and has it been as per expectation?
As far as Sikkim is concerned, the major, we have 113 megawatt project. Their monsoon was more or less in line with our expectation. But so far as the Chhattisgarh project of 25 megawatt concerned, it suffered a lot on account of the shortfall in the monsoon rain, particularly in that particular catchment area. So as against 100 million plus units last year, we expect this year to generate about 80 million units from that particular project. So there was a monsoon deficit in this particular project.
Okay. And also on the Sikkim front, I think the power tariff has not yet been frozen.
Yeah, it is still under examination by the regulator, and that process of fixation is going on. It's a little long drawn process to approve the project cost and all those things. It takes a little long time to go into the all detailing of the expenses incurred during last more than 10 years. So it takes its own time to finalize or freeze the figures.
Okay. So presently, how is this happening, in the sense what we are generating? How are we billing, and are there, is the cash flow steady, or is it, will that take place only after this tariff is confirmed?
No, cash flow is steady. Presently, the regulator has given approval of the provisional tariff based on 85% of the actual cost incurred, subject to verification. So based on that, they have given a provisional tariff, and we are billing on the provisional tariff, and we are getting funds regularly on time based on the provisional billing.
Okay. And our expectation of the final tariff will be higher than the provisional tariff. So once that is finalized, then this might be a lumpy income that we show in that quarter or that fiscal.
Yeah, because they have taken by thumb rule 85%. It should improve from here, and that will be lump sum amount we will get after finalization of the tariff. This is what we expect.
Okay. And tentatively, any expectation on when this finalization will happen, or?
I think during the next financial year, somewhere maybe 6 months to 9 months, we should be able to close it. But at the best, before end of the next financial year, we will have the final tariff. This is what we expect.
Okay. Right, sir. Thank you again.
Thank you. Participants, if you wish to ask any questions, please enter star and 1. Next question is from the line of Madhukar from Amax Network. Please go ahead.
I'm sorry, this is second time I'm coming, but the first time I got cut off from you and could not even hear my reply by you on the coal mines. तो अभी आपने दे दिया होगा शायद जवाब. तो मेरा सवाल ये टाइम सिर्फ इतना है कि एक कोल माइंस में आपको एनवायरमेंट परमिशन में इतना टाइम लगता है, हाइड्रो पावर में टैरिफ अप्रूव कराने में इतना पावर लगता है, तो ये डबल इंजन सरकार है या आधा इंजन सरकार है?
देखिए, गवर्नमेंट में तो जो प्रोसीजर्स हैं, जो प्रोसेसेज हैं, वो तो गवर्नमेंट इटसेल्फ अज्यूम्स की जब कोल माइन अलॉट करती है तो गवर्नमेंट इटसेल्फ गिव्स अस 51 months टाइम टू स्टार्ट. तो एज पर गवर्नमेंट शेड्यूल, नॉर्मल शेड्यूल ऑल्सो, because the process involved is so cumbersome in the country, so it takes its own time, and this is an accepted time frame from the government itself that they are giving us 51 months time to start from the allotment, to get all the approvals and start the mine. So it's a standard time which it takes to get all these approvals. There is a cumbersome process involved in this.
And we don't propose to apply to double engine sarkar to reduce this cumbersome time.
Sir, कुछ उन्होंने इम्प्रूवमेंट्स किए, बावजूद उसके देयर हैव बीन केसेस कि जो प्रोसेस है वो तो रहेगा ही रहेगा. प्रोसेस फॉलो करना रहता तो थोड़ा टाइम लगता है. यहाँ पे जो जुडिशियल प्रोसेस
अभी आपको पता है वायर रोड कैपेसिटी 1 लाख से समथिंग से 2 लाख समथिंग तक जाने को आपको परमिशन लेना पड़ता है.
या
तो प्रोडक्शन बढ़ाने में भी परमिशन लगता है?
हाँ, बिल्कुल लगता है. कोई भी आप अप्रूव्ड कैपेसिटी के बियॉन्ड आप नहीं कर सकते. इवन पैलेट के केस में हमारे को लगा ही था, जो 6 लाख से 8 लाख टन हमने किया, इट्स ओन टाइम.
अगर एनवायरमेंट इन्वॉल्व है तो अलग बात है, बाकी ये तो इंटरनल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग है.
नहीं, जो भी आपको परमिटेड कैपेसिटी उसके बियॉन्ड जाना, तो आपको जो उनका प्रोसेस है वो पूरा फॉलो करना ही पड़ेगा आपको. ऑल्दो इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लगेगा, बहुत जल्दी हमारे को इसकी परमिशन मिल जाएगी इन केस ऑफ वायर रोड.
काइनेटिक इंजीनियरिंग करके कंपनी थी 70s में 80s में, जिसको परमिशन थी 25,000 लूना बनाने की, और उसने 1.25 लाख लूना बनाया. तो दिल्ली से नोटिस आया कि हम आपको जेल में डालेंगे, तो उसने बोला डाल दो, फिर कोई आया नहीं समझ में. तो आप भी इधर बढ़ाते जाओगे तो मुझे नहीं लगता है एनीवन विल हैव गट्स टू पनिश यू फॉर इंक्रीजिंग प्रोडक्शन.
ठीक है सर, वी हैव टू हैव अ रेस्पेक्ट फॉर द लॉ ऑफ द लैंड. एनीवे, ये तो अब ऐसी चीजें
अभी मोदी जी के राज में अगर आप गुस्सा नहीं करोगे तो करोगे.
Sir, we are a law-abiding corporate citizen, so there is no question of entertaining any of this.
We should remain law-abiding, but law should change.
सर, ये तो ऐसी चीज.
Sir, they have fast-tracked all the approval procedures for all the coal clearances also. जो पहले मीटिंग 6 महीने में होती थी, अब every month they are keeping that meeting to expedite all the issues regarding coal mines. So definitely जितने भी coal mines bidding में गए हैं, you will see कि उनका fast traction में उनके decisions हो रहे हैं और approvals मिल रहे हैं.
आप डबल इंजन सरकार को फरियाद भी करोगे तो आपका निकाल होगा, और उधर नाम लिखने का वो ब्यूरोक्रेट का जो रुका के बैठा है, नहीं डरने का भी. अभी आज डरे तो कभी भी नहीं बोल सकोगे आप.
ठीक सर, थैंक
यू. आई एम अ सीनियर सिटीजन एंड हेंस आई एम एडवाइजिंग ओवरऑल. सर,
thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rajesh Bhandari, individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon, sir.
जी, गुड आफ्टरनून.
या सर, मेरा एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि अगली मीटिंग से जो मॉडरेटर है उनको आप एडवाइस करिए कि अभी जो इसके पहले वाले जो ये थे वक्ता जो क्वेश्चन पूछने वाले, he has been asking lot of nonsense questions. Such questions should not be entertained at all. ठीक है सर, ये मेरी एक रिक्वेस्ट है.
ठीक है.
हाँ सर, और इसके पहले एक इन्वेस्टर ने रिक्वेस्ट किया था कि गोल्डन जुबली ईयर है तो बोनस और स्टॉक स्प्लिट. तो ये मेरी तरफ से भी एक रिक्वेस्ट है सर, काइंडली जरा इस पे ध्यान दीजिएगा. मैं तो हालांकि बहुत बार से बोल रहा हूँ. ठीक है सर.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
हाँ अच्छा सर, आपने बोला एनसीएलटी प्लांट जो है वो कुछ आप खरीद रहे हैं, तो वो these are related to ferroalloys or these are related to other steel activity?
नहीं सर, वो तो हमने तो अभी पार्टिसिपेट किया बिडिंग में, बहुत सारे लोग हैं. इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट.
या आई नो मतलब ये किस टाइप के प्लांट्स में पार्टिसिपेट किया है सर?
अभी तो जो पार्टिसिपेशन है वो तो एक थर्मल पावर प्लांट में किया है हमने.
अच्छा. ओके. नॉट इन द स्टील प्लांट. हाँ, नॉट इन द स्टील.
नहीं.
अच्छा. और सर ये जो आंध्रा में प्राइस हाइक होगा टैरिफ का, जिससे कि मतलब प्लांट कुछ बंद हो जाएंगे और रेट बढ़ेगा फेरोएलॉय का, तो ये खाली आंध्रा में होने से क्या ऑल इंडिया बेसिस पे फर्क पड़ेगा सर?
नहीं, आंध्रा में भी काफी बड़ी कैपेसिटीज है एंड
बहुत ज्यादा है.
और दूसरी स्टेट्स में भी क्या हुआ, जब वो इम्पोर्टेड कोयला मंगा के मिक्स किया तो बाकी स्टेट्स में भी बढ़ा रहे हैं, क्योंकि उनकी कॉस्ट ऑफ कोल हैज गॉन अप. इवन इन छत्तीसगढ़ जैसे उन्होंने अभी वेरिएबल कॉस्ट एडजस्टमेंट में ₹1.10 एक्स्ट्रा चार्ज कर रहे हैं वो पावर में.
ओ अच्छा. तो फॉर अस इट विल बी ए बेनिफिट 100%.
हाँ,
बिकॉज वी हैव कैप्टिव पावर.
हाँ, तो वो थोड़ा सा फर्क पड़ता है उसका.
हाँ, नेचुरल. और सर अभी जैसे स्टील का जो डिमांड और प्राइस वाला जो चीज है, प्राइस और डिमांड दोनों ही अभी तो बढ़ने की तरफ है.
हाँ, ओवरऑल तो ठीक है, स्टील में तो इम्प्रूवमेंट आया ही है जैसा भी, क्योंकि एक्सपोर्ट भी थोड़ा बड़ा है, सभी चीजें हुई है.
हाँ. तो लेकिन ये यूरोप में जो मामला ठंडा है और चीन का भी ओपनिंग अप बोल रहे हैं, लेकिन इतना ये नहीं हो रहा है, तो इससे अपने उसमें फर्क पड़ेगा सर?
क्या वो तो जो वी आर पार्ट ऑफ द इंडस्ट्री, जो भी अपवर्ड होगा डाउनवर्ड मूव होगा जिधर भी होगा तो अपने तो इफेक्ट तो, बिकॉज वी आर अल्टीमेटली पार्ट ऑफ दैट सिस्टम.
नहीं, वो तो बात सही है. नहीं, लेकिन जैसे आप लोगों के पास तो इंक्वायरीज वगैरह चालू हो जाती हैं, तो यूरोप वगैरह जैसे है तो डिमांड इज स्टार्टेड कमिंग.
नहीं, अपने यहाँ से अपन स्टील में अपन एक्सपोर्ट नहीं करते हैं, अपना तो पूरा डोमेस्टिक मार्केट पे है. बट यस, जैसे ही
फेरोएलॉय.
हाँ,
फेरोएलॉयज में तो अपन एक्सपोर्ट करते ही हैं सर.
हाँ जी, फेरोएलॉयज एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं अपन.
हाँ, तो उसमें डिमांड है मतलब अभी इज पिक्ड अप और नॉट?
Manish ji,
demand is picking up slowly, but we are expecting more demand in the next quarter once Europe opens up and the steel production goes up, because they are basically now preparing for the next quarter to start up their ideal steel plants and the ideal capacities which are lying there.
अच्छा, मतलब Europe has started opening up in the steel manufacturing capacity.
Not manufacturing, their plants were idle. They were not running at full capacity, but next quarter onwards we are hearing that they are going to start up in full capacity. So once that steel production grows out there in Europe, we'll be able to export a little more, because right now there is a
requirement will be more. Yeah. And what about China,
sir? Contraction. China, we are still not sure. It's a very difficult proposition to talk about China, because one day they say they are opening up, the next day they are saying something else. So it's a very difficult proposition to comment on China right now. But China also sooner or later will be, opening up, because COVID cases have gone down there. That is what we understand. Yeah, and the city and the borders which were closed has now been opened up. So slowly and steadily, I think the China thing will also pick up, because we are seeing exports of pellets also happening now, in China, and we are seeing some steel imports also being done in China. So we're looking at all the possibilities, but next quarter hopefully should be better in terms of demand. I'm not sure what the pricing exactly would be, because it's very difficult. It's a very fluid situation, because if the war escalates again, then again we'll see the the energy crisis and the blockages for gases.
और अपना जो वाइजैक में प्रोडक्शन है सर, that is only ferroalloys?
Yeah, it's purely ferroalloys here with our own captive power plant.
तो अभी अपना टोटल फेरोएलॉय कैपेसिटी कितना है सर? 147 MVA, meaning what tonnage?
So it also depends upon what products you are producing.
Yeah. But roughly,
goes up. If you are producing silicon manganese, roughly you can calculate we'll be having an installed capacity of 225,000 tons.
225?
Yeah, 225,000 tons annually.
Under 147 MVA.
Yeah, both plants put together, Raipur and Vizag.
Raipur and also this one.
Vizag, yes.
और steel की भी prices have started looking up, sir.
Steel is looking good.
आपके items हैं HB wire and all that.
Yeah, steel demand is also looking up good, because government infrastructure spending will be there, and we are expecting.
Domestic जो है, आप तो market domestic है other than ferroalloy. So here the prices have started looking up.
On what?
On the HV wire and all these sponge iron.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, that the steel demand looks to be buoyant and the steel pricing also looks to be pretty stable at the moment.
जी हाँ. क्योंकि इस बार अपना ferroalloy तो बहुत ही down रहा है actually.
Sir, with the ferroalloy industry, as you know, this is a commodity business. So it's cyclical.
Because our standalone profit was better than the consolidated profit.
Correct, sir, but you know that commodity prices are like this. We have also enjoyed a very good period of ferroalloy, last year.
I know, sir.
That was also outstanding. So, that is also once in a blue moon. So, these are cyclical products. It will be back in some time.
जी. क्या होता है ना सर, जिससे उम्मीद होती है, लाइक सारडा से उम्मीद है, तो वो रहता है. कहीं पे थोड़ा इधर उधर होता है तो बोलते हैं लोग कि भाई ऐसा कैसे हो गया. वो बात है. अभी ferroalloy वाला अगर थोड़ा भी प्रॉफिट करेगा तो पीपल विल, अरे बहुत प्रॉफिट हो गया, बट नॉट फॉर सारदा से तो अरे भाई इतना कम कैसे हो गया. दैट वे एक्सपेक्टेशन की बात है सर. नहीं ठीक है सर, थैंक यू एंड ऑल द बेस्ट. और बोनस एंड स्टॉक स्प्लिट का ध्यान रखिएगा सर.
ठीक है, थैंक यू.
I now hand the conference over to the management for closing remarks.
Yeah, thank you. We thank all the stakeholders for their wholehearted support. The company has been able to report good performance on the strength of backward integration and diversification into hydropower sector, which will continue to be the core strength of the company. We hope we have been able to address most of your questions. The presentation made and the discussions held in the conference will help the investors to evaluate the performance in a much better way. Please feel free to reach out if you have any further questions. Look forward to connect again in the next Concall. Thank you.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Sarda Energy and Minerals Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.